The Powerful Potential event is starting around the world in Pokemon Go. Today we're going through all the tips and tricks. Let's get into it. March 5th, 10 a.m. to March 10th, 8 p.m. is going to be the time of this event. It is the first event of the new season. And with it comes a free season-long special research storyline that can get you an encounter with the Wushu Pokemon Kubfu. This is a legendary Pokemon introduced in the Island of Armor DLC in Sword of Shield. It is a fighting type Pokemon and it will be a free Dynamax Pokemon, so you can use it in Dynamax battles. This special research will most likely lead us towards training your Kubfu to unlock its true power to evolve into either Rapid Strike Urshifu or Single Strike Urshifu, but we don't have all the pages for this research yet, and those will drop slowly. Now, you make sure you claim this research before June 3rd, 9:59 a.m. or else it will be gone forever. However, once you do claim the research, it is unlimited time to complete it, and note, you will not be able to trade Kubfu, transfer it to Professor Willow, or transfer it to Pokemon Home. So once you catch it, it is stuck in your account forever. Okay, event bonuses will have half egg incubator distance, and if you complete the free timed research task, this bonus will be upgraded to quarter egg distance, which is nice. That free timed research, by the way, will get you an encounter with a Charcadet, other items, and of course that bonus. So make sure you complete the timed research during the event. Event eggs, the 2, 5, 7, and 10 kilometer eggs will have Charcadet, which can now be shiny added to that egg pool. And for the rest of the season, Charcadet will be in all of the eggs as well. So think of it as like Larvesta 2.0. We'll have exclusive event field research tasks to get you encounters with Alolan Raichu, Hisuian Typhlosion, Sableye, Gothita, Solosis, and Sinistea. 1-star raid during the event will have Gothita, Solosis, Sinistea. 3 stars will have Alolan Raichu, Hisuian Typhlosion, Sableye. 5 stars will have Kanto, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Mega raids for Mega Lucario. We'll have max battle bosses during the event for Ghastly, Beldum, Pidove, Darumaka, and Sobble, and an $8 ticketed special research, of course. Now, this special research will get you a second Kubfu encounter. So if you want to evolve your Kubfus into both a Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifu in your collection, you need to buy this one to get a second Kubfu, or else you're going to get only one of them. You'll also get 1 incense, 2 premium battle passes, encounters with season-themed Pokemon, and more from this research. Finally, we'll have a Max Battle Weekend mini event this weekend, Saturday, March 8th to Sunday, March 9th, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. both days. Power Stops will be refreshing more frequently, spawning the following Pokemon: 1-star max battles for Dynamax, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble, and 6-star Dynamax battles for Gigantamax, Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. So yes, the Gigantamax Kanto starters are coming back if you missed them. Charizard is really, really strong, Venusaur as well. All those definitely worth. They're going to be available this weekend. Okay, with the details out of the way, let's get into the tips, starting with Kubfu analysis. Is this Pokemon actually worth getting? Well, Kubfu is going to be a pure fighting type Pokemon, attack of 170, stamina of 155, defense of 112, max CP of 1919. You can evolve Kubfu into 2 versions of Urshifu, Rapid Strike or Single Strike. One is a fighting water, the other is a fighting dark. Both Urshifus have the same stats: attack of 254, stamina of 225, defense of 177, max CP of 4077. Now, starting off with Urshifu Rapid Strike's move pool. For fast moves, it can learn Rock Smash, Counter, Waterfall, and for charge moves, Brick Break, Dynamic Punch, Close Combat, and Aqua Jet. And for Single Strike, it can learn Rock Smash, Counter, Sucker Punch, and for charge moves, Brick Break, Dynamic Punch, Close Combat, Payback. As a fighting type attacker, both variants are going to be ranked at number 12 overall. If you remove all Shadows and Megas, that's rank 4 with Counter and Dynamic Punch. But more importantly, this will be a free Dynamax Pokemon everyone will want to get. A Dynamax Pokemon which will be the strongest max attacker compared to Dynamax Machamp. Now, Gigantamax Machamp will outweigh this, but still definitely really, really strong. Also, both Urshifus can be used as water and dark type attackers, obviously depending on which one. So they are really, really good for Dynamax battles, and that's the main reason you want to go after it. The biggest downside to Urshifu, though, will be its candy to evolve, power up, and upgrade its max moves. First of all, Kubfu, 200 candies to evolve, and because Urshifu is a legendary Pokemon, it costs a lot of candy to unlock second moves, upgrade max moves, all of that stuff. In total, 550 candies, 165 XL candies to get all of its max moves unlocked and powered up, and there's not going to be a lot of opportunities other than rare candies to get candies for these Pokemon. Now, Urshifu also does have a Gigantamax form, which this version is not going to be Gigantamax form, but Rapid Strike Urshifu can learn the water type Gigantamax move Rapid Flow, and Single Strike Urshifu can learn the Gigantamax move One Blow. And these moves are going to do even more damage. Overall, get this Pokemon is completely free, and which one to evolve it into, honestly, they're both really good. So choose which type you like more. I'm more of a Rapid Strike guy, I'd say. Okay, evolving Charcadet into Armarouge as well. Charcadet, the new shiny during the event. It does require you to buddy it, and you need to catch 30 Psychic type Pokemon with as your buddy to evolve into Armarouge, and 30 Ghost types to evolve it into Cerulege. The fastest way to do this task and evolve this Pokemon is to battle with a friend, make them use 3 10 CP Pokemon of either the Psychic or Ghost type, battle them, take them down, and then repeat until you've done 30. That's the quickest way. You can also do this with Grunts if you find a Ghost or a Psychic Grunt and just battle them over and over again. Just make sure you don't complete the battle, or else that Grunt will disappear. Okay, moving on to the best research tasks to go after. First of all, Alolan Raichu is in there, which is a stage 1 Pokemon, gets you 300 Stardust per catch. So any Alolan Raichus you encounter, actually run from them and then hold on to these research tasks until a 2 or 3 times Stardust event. We also have the Season Typhlosion in there, a stage 2 Pokemon giving you 500 Stardust per catch, and Sableye in there giving you 750 Stardust per catch. So a lot of boosted Stardust Pokemon in the field research task. Again, the optimal strategy is to actually not catch these Pokemon, run from them, hold on to these encounters until a 2 or 3 times catch Stardust event. Funny enough, Fuecoco Comde, which is going down March 8th at 2 to 5 p.m. is a 3 times catch Stardust event. So if you can save these encounters and catch them on Fuecoco Comde with a star piece, Sableye, for example, you're going to be getting 3,375 Stardust for catching that Pokemon by just holding off, running from the encounter, and catching it on Fuecoco Comde. In the raid, Zapdos is back, number 14 electric type attacker in Pokemon Go, but you need to elite fast TM on Thundershock, and it's a good opportunity to grind candies and XL candies for Dynamax Zapdos or Shadow Zapdos, both very useful. Moltres is in there as well, number 8 flying type attacker in Pokemon Go. You do need to give it an elite charge TM to give it Sky Attack. It's also the number 22 fire type attacker, and again, great opportunity to grind candies, XL candies to power up Dynamax Moltres, Shadow Moltres, even Galarian Moltres, which is good PvP Pokemon. Finally, we have Articuno in there as well, which is a good opportunity to grind candies for Galarian Articuno if you have any of those, and Mega Lucario in the raids, which is the number 1 fighting type attacker in Pokemon Go. You do need to elite fast TM Force Palm onto it for it to get this ranking. It's also number 10 as a steel type attacker, and regular Lucario is the number 6 fighting type attacker with Force Palm. Okay, moving on to Dynamax Pokemon. Gigantamax, Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise are coming back. This is the second chance to get these Pokemon. Hopefully they're going to be easier than the first time. Niantic did make Gigantamax bosses easier, and now we do have Max Mushroom, so you can do double damage in raids. Obviously those cost money, but remember to take on these Gigantamax Pokemon with a really big group. These Pokemon do insane amounts of damage. Now, counters for Gigantamax Venusaur will be Gigantamax Charizard, Gigantamax Lapras, Dynamax Metagross, Dynamax Moltres, Dynamax Darmanitan, and Dynamax Articuno. For Charizard, Gigantamax Blastoise, Gigantamax Toxtricity, Gigantamax Kingler, Dynamax Zapdos, Dynamax Blastoise, Dynamax Inteleon. And for Gigantamax Blastoise, the best counters are Gmax Venusaur, Gmax Toxtricity, Dynamax Zapdos, Dynamax Rillaboom, Dynamax Venusaur, and Dynamax Toxtricity. Remember, best strategy is to always have a tank Pokemon, a thicker, more defensive Pokemon in the lead, and then when you Gigantamax or Dynamax, switch out, use your max moves, switch back. That's the best strategy for taking down these Pokemon. We also have Dynamax Ghastly in the max battles this week. Good Pokemon to take down because Mega Gengar is the number 2 ghost type attacker, regular Gengar the number 11 ghost type attacker, and Dynamax Gengar is a really strong max attacker as is. You can also save your Ghastlies, trade them with a friend, because then once you trade that Pokemon, evolving Haunter into Gengar is a free trade evolution. Good opportunity to grind free evolution XP. Dynamax Beldum is also back. One of the best Dynamax Pokemon is Dynamax Metagross. It's a good steel and psychic type max attacker. Metagross is also a really good steel type attacker. It also does have a mega form in Pokemon Go in the future, and Shadow Metagross is another Pokemon you can grind candies for through the max battles. Dynamax Pidove is back as a flying type attacker. Unpheasant is number 17, and it's also a pretty cheap Pokemon to go ahead and get if you need some more flying type attackers. Dynamax Unpheasant is also one of the 2 Dynamax Pokemon in Pokemon Go with a full flying type moveset, so it's going to be very useful for Pokemon when Gigantamax Machamp come to Pokemon Go or other Pokemon weak to flying, because right now we have limited flying type attackers. Dynamax Darumaka is also in there, which Dynamax Darmanitan is one of the top fire type max attackers in Pokemon Go, and it is also ranked 23 as a fire type raid attacker. Okay, if you want to grind candies for all these Pokemon we just mentioned during the event, follow these tips. First of all, use a Mega Pokemon to get more candy, XL candy, and XP for catching Pokemon of a certain type. During this event, I would highly recommend Mega Evolving a Psychic or a Ghost type Pokemon. Also, when you do catch Cubfu, highly recommend you evolve a Fighting type Mega just for when you catch it so you can get a couple extra candies, because those candies are going to be hard to get. This season also does include the bonus of guaranteed XL candies from trades. So anytime you get a Pokemon, you catch a Pokemon from wherever, if you hold on to it, you trade away to a friend, that's 1 free XL candy no matter the distance. So this is huge and a really good opportunity to re-roll IVs. If you catch a bunch of Dynamax Pokemon, you and your friend can just mirror trade all those and potentially get a Hundo Dynamax Pokemon, which can be very useful because this season seems to be focused around Dynamax. Also, every single tier 5 raid hour that happens, you will get at least 1 guaranteed rare XL candy every time you complete a raid. This is huge, especially for Pokemon like Cubfu, because rare XL candies are like the only XL candies we can really put into mythical Pokemon where you have 1 encounter for them and grind candy. So play every raid hour if you can, as this will get you a lot more candies. Remember to download all assets as well in your advanced settings. This will download all assets to your phone, so you're not pulling assets off the internet and you're having a much smoother gameplay experience. You can also turn on native refresh rate, which will use your phone's native refresh rate. Now, the Ice Burn and Freeze Shock adventure effects are now in Pokemon Go if you have a black or white Kyurem. These adventure effects make it easier to catch certain types of Pokemon. We do have a raid hour for Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres on March 5th, 6 to 7 p.m. We also have the Gigantamax bosses this weekend, so use these adventure effects because it's going to make legendary Pokemon a lot easier to catch. This has been a complaint everybody's had, and obviously it's kind of given to us through a pay to play feature, but when you're playing raid hours, having these adventure effects active is going to be huge because you can do more raids in the raid hour because you can catch the legendaries quicker. The 10th of March as well is the Max Monday event for Drillbur. Highly recommend you play this event. Dynamax Extra Drill is a top Dynamax counter, especially for the Dynamax Raikou battles, which are happening the 15th and the 16th. It's also just a good attacker overall for raids and all that stuff. So play that event if you can. Also remember to always be pinning your postcards for Scatterbug encounters. Shiny Scatterbug is now in Pokemon Go permanently. So I just want to remind you guys that, make it a habit to be pinning postcards as you're opening gifts because you want to be getting those encounters because the shiny Scatterbugs are very, very rare, especially for trade bait at the in-person events this summer. Sinistea is also back in raids. Remember, Sinistea has two forms, the phony and antique form. Do as many raids as you can for it if you want it, because the phony form costs 50 candies to evolve, the antique costs 400 candies to evolve. There's no stat difference between the two, but they are rare. So if you want another rare trade bait Pokemon, having an antique Sinistea is pretty cool. Now there's gonna be a lot of raids going down during this week. So make a Galarian Mask or Hisuian Quillfish your buddy, because when it's your buddy, you need to win 10 raids with it to evolve it into their final forms. Galarian Farfetch'd is also a Pokemon you can make your buddy because you need to make 10 excellent throws with it as your buddy to evolve it into Surfetch'd. If you're doing a lot of raids, it's easy to hit excellent throws on legendary raids, so that's your opportunity to do that. Finally, remember to attend community ambassador meetups. If there's any raid hour, spotlight hour, whatever meetups, when you go to a community ambassador meetup on Campfire and you check in, when you're in a party, you're gonna get 25% less egg incubator distance. During an event like this, if you want to hatch shiny Charcadet, you can get quarter egg hatch distance and then you can stack on 25% less at a community ambassador meetup. This is going to make hatching eggs so much quicker. And if you want to get shiny Charcadet, this is your best way to do it. There's also at this meetup a free timed research you can get with 4 paths. One of the paths is the hatching path, which does get you a free super incubator. So go to these meetups, you'll get a free super incubator. Oh my God, that's not even a word. And 25% less egg distance. If you're trying to hatch shiny Charcadet, that's where you want to be doing it. Check Campfire and make sure there's the little rewards image in the top right corner so you can get those rewards at that meetup. Guys, watch the other 2 videos on screen. If you enjoyed this one, good luck during this event and follow for more tips. Peace.